Here is the great Janet Kuypers.
Oh, I know.
I'm the great. Hello. I thought I would read 3 poems from you from this book of things that appeared in. I'm an editor of cc&d magazine, and this is stuff of mine that has appeared over the years in cc&d magazine because it's been around for 20-some years, and this is called On the Edge. It's just a bunch of things and a bunch of issues. And the ones I'm going to read from you, speaking of things that are quasi-epic, is that I wrote poems for every element of the periodic table. And they were released in cc&d supplements, and some of them are in here. So I was going to pick 3 poems from different elements of the periodic table. So you're getting periodic table lessons today, I guess. This one was from a reading called Astatine and a Fantastic Car Crash. You don't need to know about the feature, but this is called Astatine. Everything shatters with you, you know, and I'm left picking up the pieces after dealing with only fractional amounts of you. I've only been able to infer what you like by knowing what your brethren is, knowing your brethren as everyone around me and all of the gapers gawk as the delay grows. In your twisted way, you come from the decay of others. And what do you leave in your wake? More radioactive destruction as all around you slows down to stare until your instability corrupts you down to the basics in the world. And yeah, what was left of you after you were gone was so much more stable than what you were when you were actually, but it was only after so much of your destruction that you left blood dripping down to the street. So all I can think is that this continual decay is your contribution, this radioactive short-term flash of decay. That is you. I've tried to learn. I've tried to study the microscopic parts of you to make sense of you. But whether or not you leave enough ever, well, from what you've actually shown me, I have to keep reminding myself that despite your destruction, despite this decay of yours, I have to keep going. Because when it comes to you, when it comes to what you do, this happens all the time. Now I'll try more fun ones for you. This one is Osmium. I didn't tell you, I believe 83 is Astatine. I'm guessing because I don't have it written down, but I have 76 written down for Osmium here, so this is Osmium. Osmium. And you probably would, if you know nothing about Osmium, you'd make the joke that I would in the beginning of this poem. Hearing the word Osmium and not knowing what it means, all I could think of was the Osmonds. And then I had this crazy 1970s flashback of watching the Donnie Marie Osmond show. When I was little, I even had the Donnie Marie Osmond Barbie-styled dolls to play with. They had a little play set with a stage for them for singing. They had microphones. And this is the best part. Donnie and Marie, both these dolls, had holes through their hands so the microscopes could snap into their little hands. Oh my gosh, if those holes actually leaked blood, this would be like the funniest Donnie and Marie stigmata thing ever. I'm like, what on earth is this? What? The whole Donnie and Marie stigmata would be complete. What? The Donnie and Marie dolls must have had the stigmata so that they could have that strong bond with that microscope, a microphone, like the strong Osmond family bond, because I'm sure the family bond is harder than anything. And no, I didn't know that osmium, what osmium was, but osmium is actually a fine blue grade of black metal, and it's actually the densest metal in the periodic table. And, you know, I've got a medical bracelet, and I have to wear it all the time. If my medical bracelet was like made out of osmium, it would be actually probably something that could actually last forever. That would be like the coolest thing. But then again, osmium's probably too brittle to actually shape into a bracelet. So I'm sure they use osmium for applications where durability and hardness are needed, like in things like fountain pen nibs, tiny little tips that have to be so delicate, or repetitive electrical contacts. Osmium's actually the least abundant element on this planet. So it makes sense that it's only used in such small amounts when minute, exacting things are needed to last. And when it comes to the minute, osmium can also be used for fingerprint detection. And it can even stain fatty tissue for optical and electron microscopy. I'm going to say microscopy. Sorry about that. So maybe if something as dense and hard as osmium is actually quite rare here, we can grow quite a strong bond to it, because even though we can only use it for such small amounts, everything will help our lives because it will make us that much stronger. And this last one, it's probably right next to osmium. No, it's actually not. It's 78. It's close. This one is platinum. A secretary of the Chicago Board of Trade dated a trader, but after they were engaged, she cheated on him. They broke off their engagement, but he forgave her and offered her an engagement ring with a solitary diamond in a thick platinum setting. Looking like white gold, platinum was more expensive, so she was pleased that he spent more money on her. Well, they married, but divorced in a few years. It's a shame that that marriage didn't last as long as that platinum engagement ring, made out of one of the strongest metal elements in the periodic table. I wonder what they did with that ring. I hope they returned it so a stronger couple could be actually, that would have a better, stronger attachment, would actually use that stronger platinum ring, and it would be a better match for all time. Since platinum is so strong and durable and resistant to heat, platinum's been used in everything from razor edges to spark plugs to catalytic converters. It's in high accuracy electronic thermometers. And platinum parts are actually launched into outer space because platinum can withstand anything the universe might actually throw at it. But when I mentioned platinum to someone recently, the only thing I thought it was for was wealth accumulation. And I thought, for what? Like buying gold bars? Because even though I see cash for gold ads, I've never seen people or places asking for cash for platinum in their calls or anything. But wealth accumulation must be right because it has a high value. It's higher even than gold. And it's also strong enough so that for everything from wedding bands to outer space to truly withstand the test of time. Platinum. Thank you.